We'd like to make a call to invite all the persons in the outer area to please join us on the inside as we're about to start this evening's program. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Grenada Athletic Association, I want to extend deepest thanks and appreciation for you being here this evening as the GAA celebrates 100 years. Would you please put your hands together for the GAA? It's not very often we can boast of such. In all we do, we must acknowledge the presence of the Most High, and we do so this evening. We'd like to invite Mr. John L. Mitchell to come forward and invoke the Lord's presence on this evening's proceedings.
Let's just acknowledge God's presence among us wherever you are. If you can stand, kindly stand with me for those of you who can. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we gather here today in celebration of 100 years of athletic excellence, unity, and shared dreams in the Grenada Athletic Association. We thank you for the countless achievements and the spirit of perseverance that have carried this association through the years. Lord, we are grateful for the athletes, coaches, officials, administrators, sponsors, and all who have dedicated their passion and hard work to inspire generations. Lord, we ask for your presence in this moment of recognition and honor. Bless the ceremony, the awardees, and all those who have contributed to the growth and success of our sporting community. May this celebration be a testament of the power of dedication, sportsmanship, and resilience. Guide us to continue striving for excellence with integrity and grace. We pray for continued strength, health, and unity as we look to the future. Let this event be filled with joy, inspiration, and gratitude. May our hearts be open to the spirit of friendship and our actions be rooted in the desire to uplift and support one another. In Jesus' holy name we pray thanksgiving. Amen.
Thank you very much. I invite you please to remain standing as we pay tribute to this beautiful nation of ours, all of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, as we continue to celebrate as a nation 50 years as an independent nation. A rendition of the national anthem performed by Ms. Sinaika Maki.
Hail, Grenada, land of ours, we pledge ourselves to thee. As hearts and hands in unity to reach our destiny, ever conscious of God, being proud of our heritage, may we with faith and courage aspire, build, advance as one people, one family. God bless our nation.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you who are able to sit, you can do so now. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Youth and Sport, Ms. Kim Frederick, Mr. Conrad Francis, President of the GAA, other officials and members of the GAA, officials of government, permanent secretaries, specially invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. As I said earlier, it's not very often we can stand and celebrate 100 years. And I think it's just such a great occasion for this organization to be doing so at this point in time. An organization, through its membership, its work, and its development, has brought so many glorious moments and pride to this beautiful nation of ours. And once again, I would like you to please put your hands together for the GAA as they celebrate 100 years. Many persons have held this position in the past, but the responsibility falls squarely in his arms, in his lap, on his shoulders at this point in time. He leads the GAA at this crucial point, where we see so many successes and challenges being responded to, and so many accomplishments and tremendous growth. Would you please put your hands together for the president of the GAA, Mr. Conrad Francis, as he makes some brief remarks here this evening.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Sports, Mrs. Kim Frederick, P.S. Colleen McQuilkin, P.S. Desiree Stevens, P.S. Brown, officials, athletes, friends, welcome one and all. Once again, good evening. Welcome to our Centennial Awards and Recognition Ceremony. Tonight, we come together to honor and celebrate the individuals who have shaped and strengthened our federation over the past 100 years. This evening is a tribute to those who have dedicated their efforts to our growth and success. Our history has faced its challenges, from the lasting impacts of colonialism to the destruction caused by Hurricanes Janet and Ivan, which left gaps in our historical records. Yet, our heritage reveals that physical activity has always been a key component of the school's curriculum, leading to competitions, with track and field in particular becoming one of our most beloved sports. Tonight's ceremony offers a glimpse into the remarkable contribution of the administrators, coaches, officials, and sponsors, not forgetting our fans, who have supported and built our organization over the years. Through time, we have overcome various challenges, including migration, climate change, and the integration of modern technology into our sport. Gone are the days when races started with a shotgun or 303 rifle, and when hand timers relied on the smoke of a gun to record the start. Also, gone are the days when meetings were held at administrators' homes and workplaces, sometimes stirring frustration from spouses or employers. And gone are the days when we competed only on 200 and 300 meter grass tracks. Despite these past constraints, tonight we gather to honor and remember the legends of our sport. We pay tribute to the likes of Paul Pablo Gittins, who dominated the 400 meters hurdles across the region in the 1960s, and the formidable Donald Pear, a household name in Grenada and the region and the Caribbean as a whole during the 1970s. The pioneering athletes have passed the torch to a new generation, inspiring stars such as Aline Francis, two-time world indoor champion and four-time place finisher at the Athens Olympics in 2004. Their legacy lives on into these champions like Kirani James, three-time Olympic medalist and four-time Olympic competitor. And his accolades go on and on. Their legacy, we can also speak of Anderson Peters and Lyndon Victor, who continue to make us proud. This evening is about showing appreciation to these pillars of our sport. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we bring together representatives from all corners of our community who have contributed to the development of our sport. We welcome you warmly and hope you have a wonderful evening celebrating these achievements with us. Thank you.
President Francis, thank you very much. The government plays a very important part in the development of sport. Most of the times they are the main sponsor. They are the ones responsible for doing so many things, nurturing and fueling the associations to do what they have to do. And this evening we'd like to invite the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Youth and Sport to make some brief remarks. Would you please put your hands together for Ms. Kim Frederick.
President of the Grenada Athletic Association, Mr. Conrad Francis, colleague, permanent secretaries, athletes, administrators, special invited guests, good evening. It is indeed an honor for me to be here this evening to celebrate with the Grenada Athletics Association 100 years as an association. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to give remarks on behalf of the Ministry of Youth and Sports at this Centennial Award and Recognition Ceremony. 100 years is a significant milestone which must be celebrated. Over the 10 decades, many individuals and entities have contributed one way or another to the success of the association. It is therefore fitting to recognize them for their hard work. 2 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 7, and as the King James Version says, "Be ye strong, therefore, and let not your hands be weak, for your work shall be rewarded." So to all of you who will be recognized, your hard work did not go unnoticed, and you are now being rewarded. I am sure there are other persons who are deserving of recognition, but it is always impossible to reward everyone who has contributed to the success of an organization. To those persons or entities, I say to you, do not be discouraged. Colossians chapter 3, verses 23 to 24, again, the King James Version says, and I quote, "And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily, as to the Lord, and not unto men, knowing that of the Lord ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance. For ye serve the Lord Christ." End of quote. So those of you who may not receive a reward that you can touch, be grateful for the opportunity to make a difference in the lives of our young people. In fact, I believe that most, if not all of you, are making your contribution to the development of athletics in Grenada because of your love for the sport and, by extension, the love for young people. I am certain that you get your satisfaction when they do well in competitions or academically, or even when you see the growth in them from an athlete to a worker, making the contribution to the development of Grenada in various fields. I can speak from experience as a former athlete. Two of the coaches in my time and served as my chaperone when I represented Grenada and also supported me in different ways are still deeply involved in track and field. I make reference to Mrs. Vida Bruno Victor and Mr. Conrad Francis. I want to take the opportunity to thank them for their commitment and dedication to athletics and for staying the course to be able to celebrate this 100th anniversary. I also want to congratulate Mrs. Bruno Victor on being elected as one of the vice presidents of Pan Am Sports. I must say that Grenada's successes in athletics are many. However, I just wish to mention the fact that Kirani James has done a lot in promoting Grenada through athletics. When he won our first gold in the men's 400 meters in the Summer Olympics in 2012, Grenada made history and became the smallest country to win a Summer Olympic gold medal. This continued until Bobuna won a gold medal in 2021. I am subject to correction, but I believe that Grenada is still the smallest sovereign state to win a gold medal in the Summer Olympics. So the GAA has a lot to celebrate, but must not be complacent. As an association, you must roll out a development plan that would encourage young persons to get involved in athletics. That should include a talent identification program to identify children with the potential so that they can be provided with the training and guidance. And that will also ensure that those who are interested in athletics can have a strong technical foundation which will aid in their performance so that we can continue to do well regionally and internationally. I therefore commend the association for hosting the Trainer of Trainer workshop for coaches that will provide them with the necessary knowledge and skills to deliver kids' athletics program because it will address the aforementioned. Collaboration with the private sector is also critical to fund those initiatives. We need the private sector to get on board at the grassroots level and not so much when the athletes are recognized at the international level. Efforts should be made to encourage the private sector in that regard. Consistent participation in sporting activities and exposure to competition at all levels is important also in improving the performance of the athletes. Hence, the association must collaborate with other stakeholders to host competitions such as what existed in the past, the Eastern Games, Western Games, Northern Sports, among others. Those events created an environment for keen competition among the schools and clubs. So this evening, I encourage the Grenada Athletics Association to continue to provide avenues for our athletes to compete and to excel, to provide training for the coaches to enhance their knowledge and skills and be able to implement initiatives that would introduce athletics to children at an early age. This will lead to many benefits, including a more healthy population and opportunities for the athletes to advance their sporting or academic career so that they can have a better life for themselves and their families. I cannot end without thanking all the athletes who contributed to the success of the association, as well as the coaches who provided the training to them, the administrators of the association, the principals, the schools, field contractors, the officials, other volunteers, and everyone else who contributed one way or another to the association's success over the 10 decades. The ministry is committed to the development of sports and will provide the necessary support once it is able to do so. As the saying goes, teamwork makes the dream work. So let us work together to develop athletics in Grenada. To all the awardees, I say congratulations, and thanks to everyone who made this evening possible. I thank you.
Permanent Secretary Frederick, thank you very much. At this time, we'd like to have a message from the governing body of athletics in this hemisphere, from North America, Central America, and the Caribbean. The president of the governing body, Mr. Michael Sands. Technology affords us the opportunity to make that connection at this time. Mr. Sands, good evening.
Dear executives and members of Grenada Athletic Association, it gives me immense pride and joy to congratulate your organization on the achievement of this remarkable milestone, 100 years of existence devoted to the building, development, and sustainability of our sport. 100 years in the service of track and field athletics in Grenada and, of course, the Caribbean region, NACAC, and World Athletics is worthy of celebration. So on behalf of the entire NACAC Athletics family, I join with World Athletics, our international governing body, in saying how delighted we are in your achievement. During the 100 years, you have produced outstanding athletes who have proudly carried the Grenadian flag to the highest level of international sports community. Karani James, Anderson Peters, Lyndon Victor, and Aline Francique. While we have named the foregoing, they are only a part of a very long legacy of Grenadian athletics history, supported by arguably the most athletics-friendly population in the entire NACAC family. Your coaches have also been remarkable, but none more so than homegrown and developed throws coach Paul Phillip, whilst Aline Francique has made his mark on the international scene while coaching in the USA following his stellar competitive career. The Grenada Whitsuntide Games is an indelible component of your organization's history and has been the first and one of NACAC's major non-school track and field competition in our area. Many athletes at this event have gone on to forever etch their names and achievements in the histories of both your organization and the beautiful Spice Isle of Grenada. In 2000, Grenada became the first country in the OACS to host the prestigious Caribbean Games 29th edition, attaining remarkable results. 3 years later, the small Caribbean nation became the first OACS country to host the Central American and Caribbean Senior Athletics Championship. Hurricane Ivan derailed the country's plan to host the Caribbean Games in 2004. The country defied the odds and bounced back to host the last year's 51st edition of the Caribbean Games at the refurbished Karani James National Stadium. Your commitment to our sport of athletics is legendary and stands as an example to all of our NACAC athletics family. Of course, none of this would be possible without great leadership and vision of those leaders. And so at this point, I pay homage to the leaders that started the association 100 years ago. And special commendations to Vida, Victor Bruno, Charlie George, Aaron Moses, and Conrad Francis, the current president, for your dedication and commitment for sustaining the organization to this point. We are proud of your very rich history of athletics. Congratulations once more for your achievements of 100 years of outstanding devotion to the development of our beloved sports. I wish you blessings for another 100 years. Congratulations, Grenada Athletic Association.
Mr. Mike Sands, thank you very much. It's always so nice to also feature the local talents, the culture of our country, and this evening will be no exception. I'd like you please to put your hands together for a very talented, beautiful young lady who is going to grace us with 2 songs. Will you please welcome Miss Sonaika Mackey, ladies and gentlemen.
One of the greatest of them all. but you don't know for sure. Things should get better, and you never know what's hidden here in store. So if you never try to fight through this weather, then you live a life inside. If you have a dream, please don't let it go. Just know it in your heart that it'll work out for sure. If you got a dream, you better let it glow. You make it through another day. Please don't let it go. Please don't let it go. Oh yeah, your friends and your family, a little faith in you. They say you'll never make it, but you are bound to lose. And yes, you've been hurt. Now what are you gonna do? Sit around and waste it. Find something to do. I know you were scared of reaching another level. You're breaking up inside. You wanna run away and hide. It's time to take a stand and fight through this battle. You find the strength inside tonight. If you have a dream, please don't let it go. Just know it in your heart that it'll work out for sure. If you got a dream, you better let it glow. You make it through another day. Please don't let it go. Please don't let it go. Yeah, yeah. Never walk away from this time. You can make this dream come to life. If it serves your soul deep inside, then you will find the light. Please don't let it go. Please don't let it go. Even though you hurt, even though you cry, please don't let it go. Oh, never let it go, 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 never let it go. Please don't let it go. Thank you guys.
Thank you very much, Sonaika. Those two selections were especially composed for the 2024 Carifta Games right here in Grenada. Again, a round of applause for the talented young lady. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to invite Mr. Aaron Moses, past president of the GWA, to make the first set of presentations here this evening. The reason why you're here as we celebrate 100 years, as we recognize and show appreciation for the persons who would have contributed over the past century. The first category we're looking at here this evening is that of the administrators, the persons who you seldom see on the field of play, but spend long days and sleepless nights to ensure these events roll off on time. And we like to recognize those persons. The first such person, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to recognize Mr. Arnold Nag Hurley. Mr. Hurley is not with us. Receiving on his behalf. Thank you so very much for your contribution. We'd also like to recognize and pay a special thank you to Mr. Thaddeus Henry. Mr. Thaddeus Henry. He's not here, but Patricia will receive on his behalf. Thank you very much. We'd also like to recognize and say a very special thank you to Mr. Charles Francis. We must make mention that some of those persons have passed to the great beyond, but it's important that we recognize for the contributions they would have made. We'd like to recognize and say a very special thank you to Mr. Charles George. Mr. Charles George. It is always said there's a blend between intelligence, brilliance, and sports, and this gentleman is so can verify such. We'd like to recognize here a very special thank you for his contribution, Mr. James DeVere Pitt. His son receives on his behalf. We'd also like to recognize a past president and someone who would have served for so many years here in Grenada and also throughout the region, Mr. Keith Joseph.
They're members
He's not
of the
here with
Grenada
us right
Athletic
now
Association.
in person, but we have made that
Friend.
special connection with Mr. Keith Joseph.
They're members of the Grenada Athletic Association, friends, colleagues in the sport of track and field athletics. It is my pleasure to briefly address you on the occasion of your 100th anniversary as a sporting organization in Grenada. Over the years, this association, formerly the Grenada Amateur Athletic and Cycling Association, and now the Grenada Athletic Association, headed by Conrad Francis. This organization has a long history, but a very proud history. Little Grenada, the Isle of Spice, has produced world and Olympic champions. and has taken the country to a very high level of recognition in global athletics. I was happy to have made a very small contribution during the period 1980 to 1983. I served as president of the Grenada Athletics Association. I had a tremendous amount of support from the executive as well as from coaches and technical officials. Congratulate you on the anniversary, the 100th anniversary of your foundation. I pray that you will continue to produce outstanding athletes for the Caribbean. I pray that you will continue to provide leadership in the sport at all levels. I also hope that you will continue to blaze the trail as you already are in respect of being the largest population in terms of support for our sport in this Caribbean of ours. I thank you for being there for youths and young people across Grenada. The children have much to look up to. The current leadership under Conrad Francis follows the leadership of others like Charlie George and myself. But ours has been just steps along the way. The future is bright for Grenada. Congratulations again, and may God richly bless you and all those who love this sport of ours, track and field athletics. Thank you.
Keith Joseph, thank you very much. And Mr. Aaron Moses, thank you very much. It must also be mentioned that Mr. Keith Joseph was the manager of the Grenada delegation that went to the Olympics in 1980, having an observer status. The team comprised the great Donald Pear, Ellis Maitland, and Mr. Keith Joseph. Once again, put your hands together for Mr. Keith Joseph. Under administrators, we just like to recognize the following persons. They will not be presented with any awards, but we must call their names because they played such a crucial role and made such a great contribution to the development of track and field. We'd like to recognize them. Would you please put your hands together for Mr. Alfred Gibbs. He is deceased. Mr. George Gotti Robinson. And also Mr. Bobby Benjamin, also deceased. Would you please put your hands together? Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to move to the next category, that of coaches. And we'd like to invite Mr. John L. Mitchell, first Vice President of the GAA, to please come forward to make the following presentations. As we recognize the coaches who have made such great contributions over the past century, first we'd like to recognize Mr. Paul Phillip. Mr. Paul Phillip. Paul is not with us. Will someone please come forward, someone from the GAA come forward and collect on his behalf? Thank you so very much, sir. Recognizing the coaches, we'd like to recognize and say a very special thank you to Mr. Albert Joseph. Mr. Albert Joseph. For your contribution, your time, and your hard work. Sir, thank you very much. Mr. Albert Joseph. We also like to recognize Mr. Neville Glean. Mr. Neville Glean. Mr. Glean is not with us, but someone has consented to receive on his behalf and ensure it's delivered to him with special thanks from the GAA. Thank you very much. Please convey our thanks and appreciation to Mr. Glean. It's important that we start at the grassroots level, always. So even during these times, you see the kids running the cross countries and seeing them all over the place. Karani James also started there. There are persons who have made contributions, major contributions at that level. And one such person is Miss Eleanor Pilgrim. Miss Eleanor Pilgrim, please come forward. As we say a very special thank you for your contribution. Pilly is not with us this evening, but a dear friend will receive on her behalf, expressing our thanks and appreciation for the hard work, a job well done, the latter years, especially for the St. Joseph's Convent. She has given of her time, her expertise, and her service, nurturing and mentoring. She's an outstanding individual in the area of sports and coaching. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please put your hands together for Denise Williams as we invite her to please come forward to receive a token of appreciation, recognizing and saying a very special thank you to you, Denise, for a job well done. Finally, the GW would like to say a very special thank you to Mr. Wayne McSween for the work that he has done over the many years. Not here with us, but receiving on his behalf. And please convey our deepest appreciation and thanks for a job well done, the development of the youth and development of the sport here in Grenada. Mr. Mitchell, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. The next category we'd like to recognize here this evening is that of the officials. Spending the long days on the track and field, hours to ensure that everything goes the way it's supposed to. And these persons would have given for many, many years. Some of them still continue to do. And we like to recognize and tell them thanks. We like to recognize a lady who has given so much and continues to give at all levels. Has a special passion not only for track and field, but also for netball and other sports. But this evening, the GWA would like to tell a very special thank you. Ms. Jennifer Woodruff, would you please come forward? Thank you very much for your long hours, for the contribution that you have made. And we'd like to invite Ms. Carlin McQuilkin to please come forward to make the presentations. She is a permanent secretary, but she's wearing the hat as a firm supporter and a great track and field activist and someone who loves the sport. Thank you very much, Ms. McQuilkin, for consenting to do such. Thank you very much, Ms. Woodruff. Yes, that's for you, for all the long hours. And most importantly, for the continued support that you will give. That is so important, for the continued support. Thank you so very much. It is often said it takes two to make it happen. And when you see the wife, somewhere along the line, the husband tags along. We like to recognize for his support, for his contribution, for his hard work, Mr. Selwyn Woodruff. I know it would have been extremely difficult to get Uncle Sello out here this evening, but I think we have his beautiful wife. Again, would you please put your hands together for Mr. Selwyn Woodruff. Continuing to recognize the officials, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to say a very special thank you to Mr. Brian Pitt. Mr. Brian Pitt, for his contribution, his long hours, Mr. Brian Pitt. Brian is not here. Would someone please come forward to receive on his behalf? I guess we'll have to keep it safely for him until I'll do ensure that happens. As we continue to recognize and say thank you to the officials, ladies and gentlemen, this gentleman has been around track and field for so many years. And up until the very end, he has always been a supporter and a lover of the game. Would you please put your hands together for Mr. Alistair Clouden? Thank you so very much, sir. His son, Alvin, collects on his behalf. Thank you so very much. We also like to recognize and say a very special thank you to Miss Angela Greenidge. Miss Angela Greenidge. Thank you very much, Smolo, for coming forward. Former Youth and Sport Coordinator, Mrs. Cecil Greenidge. Thank you so very much. We'd like to recognize and say a very special thank you to Miss Kenlyn DeGale. Miss Kenlyn DeGale. Thank you so very much, Mr. Gale. And most importantly, please continue to be there for the GAA. Likewise, we'd like to say a very special thank you and show appreciation to Miss Helen Brathwaite. Likewise, we'd like to recognize, say a very special thank you to Miss Maureen Thomas. Miss Maureen Thomas. Thank you so very much. Known for his exploits on the court, outstanding basketball player in his day, but also a mean quarter miler back in the day on the GBSS platform, and he continues to serve in every track and field meet as an official. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please put your hands together for Mr. Cyril Jarwise Cox. Thank you very much, Cyril. Continue to recognize the officials, persons who would have served. Mr. April Patrick, would you please come forward? We'd also like to say a very special thank you and recognize the contributions made by Mr. Jason Moore. Mr. Jason Moore. The following recipients will receive certificates. Thank you very much, Jason. We'd also like to recognize and say a very special thank you to Mr. Rene Cooper. Mr. Rene Cooper. Miss, my apologies. My apologies. I humbly apologize, my dear. She said she would not hold it against me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Renee. We also like to recognize Mr. Clint Williams. Mr. Clint Williams. Clint is not with us. Will someone come forward to collect on Clint's behalf? If not, we hold it for him, ensure that he receives same. As we move along, we also like to recognize this young gent as a junior, was an outstanding athlete, and continues to serve every track and field meet in Grenada. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chad Maxwell, would you please come forward? We would like to recognize and say a very special thank you to Karen Celestine. Karen Celestine. Is Karen with us? Thank you very much. We say thank you to Brent McIntosh. Would you please come forward, Brent, to receive a token of appreciation? Brent McIntosh. If Brent is not with us, we will keep until we can deliver to him. Thank you very much. Would you please put your hands together for Brent? Even in his absence, is worthy. Mr. Ted Charles. Ted Charles. Not only track and field, but also cricket and other sports. He lends his technical expertise. Ted, thank you so very much. A token of appreciation from the GWA during these Centennial Awards. Thank you so very much, Ted. Shakira Collymore. Shakira Collymore. Thank you so very much, Shakira. We would like to recognize Mr. Bassanio Nicholas. Mr. Bassanio Nicholas. If there's no one to collect on his behalf and he's not here, he is here. Staying on the perimeter. Bassanio Nicholas, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. We'd also like to recognize Valwyn Celestine. Not here, but another Celestine will collect. Please convey our deepest thanks and appreciation for all the hard work and job well done. And finally, he is not with us, and the presentation will not be made to him, but we like to call his name very, very loud. Gordon Danda Ward. Would you please put your hands together for Danda? And Ms. McCulkin, thank you so very much for consenting to be with us and make those presentations here this evening. We'd like to invite the president of the GWA to please come forward to make the following presentations. The following persons, without them, most of the time it's just not possible. They step forward, they step up, and they make contributions at the right time. Speaking about the sponsors, ladies and gentlemen, and would you please put your hands together for all the persons who would have sponsored big things, small things, everything to make track and field what it was over the past 100 years. And when I saw the list, I know you will see a lot of names that you are familiar with. But I know back in the day, over the 100 years, there have been so many other persons, and I think it's worthy of mention. But this evening, we'd like to make a presentation to Ariza Credit Union. Ms. Josephine Waters receives on their behalf. The long conversation is, you know what is happening, right? It's for the coming year and ensuring that, the contributions continue. That's what it was about. Thank you very much, Ms. Waters. The following company has always played a very important part in sport for many, 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 many years. And going through the history, you see these companies and persons involved in the companies that have always played such an important role to contribute at every possible level, at the grassroots level to even at the international level, ensuring that things happen. And this evening, we'd like to say a very special thank you as we recognize the contributions made by George F. Huggins and Company. Thank you very much. As we move on, Joseph Ross and Company in recent times have been very, very instrumental in ensuring the activities and the programs of the GAA are delivered. Would someone from Joseph Ross and Company please come forward? If there's no one, I'm sure Mr. Conrad Francis will hold that one and ensure that they receive. A round of applause for Joseph Ross and Company. The next company, although it's part of their mandate, but they have been supporting sports, the development and growth of sports since its inception, since coming into being. And I think that they should be not only recognized and thanked, but with a resounding round of applause, we should invite the National Lotteries Authority. Likewise, we'd like to say a very special thank you to the Grenadian General Insurance. Would you please come forward, representative from the Grenadian General Insurance, please come forward. Thank you so very much so for your contribution, and most importantly, as you continue to support the development and growth of track and field in Grenada. Again, a company who would have contributed for many, many, many years and continues to do so. A love of sport at all levels in Grenada, and not only track and field. But this evening, the Grenada Bottling Company is being recognized by the GAA for its contributions and outstanding work to the programs of the GAA. With someone from the Grenada Bottling Company, please come forward to receive. Again, this will be kept safely for them and will be presented at a later date. In the scheme of things, this company is pretty young, but they would have contributed so much in recent times to all the programs and all the activities of the GAA that is worthy of recognition here this evening. We'd like to recognize and say a very special thank you to Blue Bubbles Rental and Sound. If somebody from Blue Bubbles Rental and Sound, please come forward. We would like to recognize here a very special thank you to Glenelg Natural Spring Water. Glenelg Natural Spring Water for your contribution to the development of sport here in Grenada. Thank you very much. Receiving on their behalf a former Olympian. Thank you so very much. Thank you very much. For many, many years, he has been around and played such a crucial role in the delivery of this event here this evening. We'd like to recognize and say a special thank you for their continued support and sponsorship, D's Sports Shop. Thank you very much, Mrs. Daniel. Thank you so very much for your contribution.
Especially the last 50 years, has shown great improvement for your sport. And I am sure that you are very proud of the many significant strides that you have made. We in the Olympic Committee feel very honored to be able to boast that we have won medals in 4 consecutive games in 3 different disciplines, all due to the effort and hard work of your association and athletes. As you turn the chapter on a new era of your association's life, be reminded that nothing comes easy. The routine remains the same. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Happy 100 years celebration, and may God continue to guide and bless the Grenada Athletic Association.
Thank you very much, Ms. Vida Bruno Victor. Receiving on her behalf is Ms. Desiree Stevens. Thank you so very much. The next special presentation is being done to Mr. Donald Pear. I think there's a chill in the room. I think there should be much more noise in the room, because I think this is by far one of the most talented athletes ever. And I proudly say, without Donald, the exploits of Donald Pear at the time, he was the best, not only in Grenada, but throughout the Caribbean. The record can prove that. And without his exploits, probably there might not have been Aline Francique and a Kirani James. And Madam Pierce, I urge, we have been trying, please let's have some level of recognition for Mr. Donald Pear and the work that he will have done in the parish of St. John's and also within our track and field facility. Mr. Pierre is quite deserving, and by far, I think it will be most welcome. Thank you so very much. She has served for many, many years and still continues to do so. A special award is being made this evening to Miss Thera Grant. She's coming. Will you please put your hands together for Miss Thera Grant? For many, many years of distinguished service, the GWA would like to say a very special thank you. The next presentation is being done to a gentleman who have been an athlete, a coach, an outstanding administrator, and presently the baton to move the GWA forward has been passed to him. Ladies and gentlemen, would you recognize Mr. Conrad Francis? We'd also like to say a very special thank you, well-deserving, for the contribution made by Miss Geraldine Thompson. Gerald, will you please come forward? Quietly, always there, so strong, continues to work. Would you please again put a round of applause, resounding round of applause for Gerald. Thank you very much. And finally, we would like to recognize Mr. Leonard Strone. Mr. Leonard Strone, for his contribution. Mr. Leonard Strone. Madam PS, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Bring back up. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, would you please put your hands together for all of the awardees, all the recipients here, and most importantly, again, for the GAA. And I think this should be just the beginning. And I think there's so much more, because there would have been so many persons who would have contributed. And this has to be just a start. This has to be just a start, because I'm sure the discussion will begin. We miss this person or miss that person, or, there are so many persons in different areas who would have given up their time and their expertise, and I'm sure with time will be recognized. Again, congratulations to everyone, and congratulations to the GAA. At this time, we would like to invite the General Secretary of the GAA, Ms. Desiree Stevens, to officially thank you for gracing us with their presence here this evening.
The more you practice the art of thankfulness, the more you have to be thankful for. This quote is from an American author by the name of Vincent Peale. Good evening to everyone. I subscribe to and live by the philosophy that in everything we do, we must give thanks. As an association, we do have a lot to be thankful for. And so tonight, it is my distinct honor to be afforded the opportunity to express appreciation on behalf of the executive of the Grenada Athletic Association. I trust that when another milestone is celebrated, There will be many, many, many more to be thankful for. Where would we be without the grace of God, the one who has directed the works of this association for the last 100 years? The many successes and accomplishments, we must say thanks to the Almighty for allowing us the distinct honor and privilege to celebrate this auspicious and significant milestone in the history of the GAA. And in that vein, we thank you, Jonelle, for invoking God's presence at tonight's event and also for assisting with the presentation of awards. To our president, Mr. Conrad Francis, for your remarks, presentation of awards, your leadership, direction, and contribution to the association for the past couple of years as an administrator and also as a coach, and not forgetting an athlete. To P.S. Kim Frederick, a former Carifta athlete for who may not know, your presence, remarks, and presentation of awards shows the ministry and by extension the government's continued support to the association and unrelenting partnership towards the development of sports throughout our beautiful Tri-Island state. To P.S. McQuilkin and P.S. Brown, who have been true supporters of the association, we thank you for celebrating with us and assisting in the presentations. To all our awardees, honorees, past administrators, past and present coaches, past and present athletes, our special awardees, you have allowed us to be here tonight to celebrate you and your successes and that of the association over the past century. Your unwavering support, your achievements and accomplishments, your selfless dedication to service has positioned this association where it is today, celebrating world-class athletes and coaches. To our sponsors, past and present officials, our ancillary support, you have been there for us over the years. Your support has allowed us to host top-class sporting meets that attract participation from throughout the region. We trust that your continued support would allow us to continue further delivering on our strategic objectives of more participation, more fans, and more competitions. To the persons that are not here with us in person, but sent in congratulatory messages via video and audio recording, President Sands, Mr. Keith Joseph, Mrs. Vida Bruno Victor, Kirani and Hazeland, we thank you. To our diehard fans, special mention must be made of Ms. Dolores Wilson, who is here with us tonight. As she's an honorary fan, we thank you, Ms. Wilson, for your presence. To the management and staff of Island Catering and Pier 57, Patrick, Raquel, and the team, you truly came through for us and allowed us to have a celebration at this amazing facility and one that is befitting of the occasion. To all the special invited guests, we are honored to have you here tonight with us. You are truly special to us. To the Grenada Olympic Committee, who has partnered with us on many initiatives, we thank you. To the decorators, Auntie Jenny and team, the performers, the protocol team, TNR Communication, Richie Oliver and team, Blue Bubbles, our numerous volunteers, thank you, thank you, thank you. You are indeed the true supporters of track and field, and your contributions must be recognized. To the viewers online who could not be here with us in person, but is definitely here in spirit, we thank you for tuning in. And last but definitely and surely not least, Mr. Garvey, you were much more than just the master of ceremony. You are a friend who really pushed us to ensure that this event was a reality and that it was a resounding success. You continue to implore on us that we will never get another opportunity to celebrate 100 years, and so we need to ensure we get it right. Thank you very much. Thank you to everyone, and please enjoy the remainder of the night with us. But also note, our 2024-2025 season started last week, and so we look forward to seeing all of you at a few of these meets. Thank you, and good night.
Thank you very much, Madam General Secretary. And just like to let you know that, again, thank you. I hope that we leave with the message and the assurance that we reflect on the past 100 years, and with great expectation and anxiety, we look forward to the next 100 years, starting one season at a time. Let us look forward to season 2025. To all the persons who have bring us joy and glory, again, thank you so very much. And again, I would like to echo the call to the GAA, to the Ministry of Sport, to the Parish of St. John's. Let us form a fitting form of recognition for Mr. Donald Pear. I think it's quite deserving and it's long overdue. I thank you so very much, but we have much more entertainment for you as we end the evening, this part of the presentations, with a true cultural ambassador, a coach, and representing the Sister Isle. I'd like you please to put your hands together as we welcome. Join the fun, dance along, and let us get back into the celebratory mood as we welcome on stage the man himself, Short Pre. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together.